Beat! We've got a wrestler with a prosthetic leg. We've got explosions, a massive skyscraper, and an evil villain. Surely we're going to enjoy this one. It's Skyscraper, people.
I think it's too early in the morning already, and it's 11:52.
They're talking crass, yeah. They're talking crass, yeah. They're talking crass, yeah. They're talking crass, yeah. Crass. 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 They're talking crass, yeah. They're talking crass, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Talking Crass, people. We're back. We had a little bit of a hiatus. We had to sort some personal shit out. And the stuff we run with, we can't be down doing this podcast. We need to be on a high beat, don't we?
Need to be dancing on the moon.
That's what we're doing. We recently went yesterday to see Skyscraper. Beat, why did we do it? Don't give anything away yet. That's going to come in the review stuff.
Oh, John, why did we do it? That hasn't given anything away. You're exactly right.
I just, me and Boss got talking. Do you know how Boss leaves the SoundCloud comments?
Of course, the ones I should look at but don't.
Well, now and then I look at them all the time.
You
need to get
reiterate
on
them
it.
through
Yeah.
it. Right.
You don't need to look at them really because I'm the one who just speaks about it here.
Yes.
Alright, that's a good comment.
Boss,
Get on the SoundCloud, you do it next time.
I know. Actually,
Instead of sleeping in until 12 o'clock
No.
in the afternoon because you're off university. Sorry, I need to get that off my chest. And why are you not wearing a t-shirt?
it's warm.
Is that your only answer?
Reasonable explanation. Also, it's a Dwayne The Rock Johnson film.
Right,
How can you wear a t-shirt when doing a podcast about Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
that's a great point, B.
La 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 la.
We so me and Boss got talking and we're like, what's happened to summer blockbusters?
Right.
I mean, obviously you've got there's like one maybe come out like what we're talking about, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Blockbuster though.
maybe
It is a
Incredibles 2.
Not a blockbuster.
What's happened?
What's happened?
What has happened to summer blockbusters? That's the conversation me and Boss had, and that is why I saw this and I was like, it's The Rock, it's a burning skyscraper, it's a blockbuster. Let's go.
Superhero movies.
Can we also talk about Beat?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason we're doing Skyscraper, by the way. We'll digress. Can we also talk about how The Rock, right, is now the highest paid actor of all time? He's made 128 million on Forbes list.
Yeah, but you've got to look at it, and it's one of them things where it's like data that is not representative of what it actually means. So like, he's only that because he's making 12 movies a fucking year.
Well, that's the point.
Well, that's fair, but I don't know if he's highest literally.
But have
paid.
you not got to be a well-respected actor to be able to get the films that he's getting and put them out?
You don't have to be anything. You could be a rapist if you sell. Sorry.
What the
I
fuck
shouldn't-
is this?
Right, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Why do you always do this?
Sorry.
Why do you always bring rape and paedophilia into the podcast?
What the point I'm making is, I'm not saying it's a rape thing, right? The point.
Are you calling The Rock a rapist?
The point I'm making is, the studio does not care about your ethical position. It just cares about how much you sell films.
Right.
And I think the worst ethical position you can put forward is being a paedophile.
Can I?
But The Rock
I also
isn't a paedophile, alright?
Can I also make a point, B?
Yes.
Cliff Richard got cleared the other day.
Got cleared. Right.
Yes.
I've deeply apologised, Cliff Richard. If I was in his position, I'd be disgusting myself.
Why is that dude just staring at us on the iPad? Jesus
When
Christ.
did Jesus come back in? Oh,
We're coming on to that. We're coming on to that. Okay.
Anyway,
What are
sorry.
you saying about The Rock?
I'm saying about The Rock is, he doesn't need to do anything else. His charisma, sell films.
Do you
He's big.
Do you think directors get him involved and studios get him involved because of his Instagram and the amount of social media? Sorry, and the outreach he's got in advertising.
Absolutely.
Getting The Rock involved must save a hell of a lot of money in advertising because he advertises the film himself.
Now you're talking my language.
You know what I mean?
If you heard paedophile on the end of that sentence, you would have thought it was me. But you're exactly
so
right.
Is that it?
Remember when
is
the
that
Apple
basically
iPhone advert was just, "Hi, I'm The Rock, and I'm on the moon." And that was it.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's it.
I'm getting sweaty feet here.
All the other people are trying to do it. If you look, Jack Black's made a YouTube account where it's just him promote new films. And then the Will Smith did it as well, where he makes YouTube videos, which is for the everyday person to get out there with like 10 billion red 4K cameras. You know what I mean? It's like
he's like wandering around.
directed.
He's wandering around his £1 billion flat saying,
It's
"You need
like-
to do this. This is me
But
vlog."
it's not shot on a phone.
There's like a tiger in the fucking background that's chained up.
It's shot on like a red fucking high-end
not like our
camera.
fucking these little
These
bad boys
red-
that we got at
oh
Amazon
my
for
God.
£5.
Yeah,
We really need to upgrade.
we do need to upgrade.
When we go to live to Twitch, that's when we'll upgrade, and then people can't see what we're actually recording on.
Perfect.
Right, Pete, where we at? Do you want to hit some news, Pete?
Let's hit news.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Hold on, John. The computer screen. Oh, we're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Can we just talk about as well how the laptop is still going?
We can talk about this, right? I was on work yesterday.
I've tried to get Beat to get a new laptop for 4 years,
4?
especially considering he started university this year.
4?
This thing is archaic,
6,
and we still
yeah.
we record podcasts on it. The memory must be fucked. You
Yeah.
drop it down the stairs.
Yeah.
I think it needs a new battery.
Yeah.
What happened recently?
Recently, I was going to work. In the bag, I had a heavy laptop and me Nutrigame bullet. Right, long story.
That sounds like a vibrator.
Right, long
So
story.
you think you need to actually
Long
tell people
story.
about this?
Family member bought a blender.
Where the fuck's this going?
The blender's not getting used, but it has a litre reservoir. And I've taken the Nutrigrain bullet.
It's not a new. It's a Ninja bullet.
It's a Ninja bullet.
It's
Sorry,
not
misbranded.
Nutrigrain's a
It's
fucking
Nutrigrain.
breakfast buy.
Is it? Alright, sorry. I'm not that healthy.
Okay.
I've taken the bullet holder and I'm just purely using it as water. Because the last one, I had a 2 litre bottle. I got angry on
gonna pass
FIFA.
out.
I got angry on
Bit of anemia
FIFA
there.
and I smashed my head off it. And the entire thing exploded while I was in bed and I swamped me bed. Getting back to the original point, the Nutrigrain bullet doesn't have the best bottle head system. It came undone and completely drenched my laptop.
Bottlehead system.
What do you call it? A nozzle.
A lid.
A lid. Also known as a lid in North.
Bottlehead system. That sounded
Right.
great though.
Brilliant. Thank you. Alright, but you know when you've drenched something in water but you don't realise how long it's been in there for. So that had like a well of water in my bag for about 10 minutes and it survived that. Then I dropped it with the water in the bag and smashed it off the ground from about 2 foot.
And here we are today. It's
Yep.
still working.
It's still chugging. Well done.
Right, let's go on to news.
Where were we at?
We're going on to news. So, Bede,
Yep.
we've got Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Right.
What do you think about that title?
The worst title ever?
It's
I didn't think Spider-Man Homecoming was that good of a title. They've outdone
Are
themselves.
they gonna, in this Spider-Man, show how he gets back off? Spoilers, by the way, so don't listen if you haven't seen the new Avengers.
Right.
Gets back off the planet and back there.
Well, I mean, in Avengers, he was turned to fucking sand, wasn't he?
Aye.
So, there's no coming back from that.
I
Maybe
don't know.
they've spoiled the entirety of Avengers 5
By showing
And
that
by saying-
Spider-Man,
by saying
new
Far
Spider-Man's
From
coming out.
Home is as a kind of play on that he's not been killed but transported to another realm and he's got to get home from this universe. Terrible. No, that's not the idea.
Does shit like that happen?
All of this is going to take place prior to the events of Avengers 4,
Right.
5,
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
Can we talk about how I think the creators of the film have realised how bad of a name Homecoming is, so they're actually trying to outdo themselves with every iteration. So that's like a running joke. So the next one's going to be called...
Is it actually going to be called Spider-Man: Far From Home, or is that just a,
I
wo- a working,
guarantee
is that a
you that-
working title?
No, that's it. I'm guaranteeing you the next one's called like Home and Away. How bad of a
Oh.
title's that? But I've done it. I've beaten them to it.
And it's going to be called the Home Trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate shit like that, man. Like, anyway,
More like homosexual.
oh, Pete, what?
What? I'm making jokes of people I include in my society. Alright?
Okay, mate. Spider-Man: Far From Home might have added another classic villain, Pete.
Let's guess. It's Venom.
I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. See if you can guess.
It's Green Goblin.
Let's test your Spider-Man knowledge.
Okay.
And if you get it, I'll be very, very impressed with you. His first name is Dimitri. With
Rhino.
The normal character that he plays.
Mysterio.
No.
Dimitri?
Mysterio's been confirmed, I think.
Is Jake Gyllenhaal?
I don't know. I don't know who's been
That's
confirmed.
hilarious if it's him.
Although that was
Dimitri?
He's called Dimitri, aye.
Dimitri?
And he was the first villain for Spider-Man.
Dimitri?
And he was in the 1963's Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Who the hell? Scorpion?
Chameleon.
Chameleon!
Is Chameleon and Scorpion the same person?
Yes.
Is that definitely not?
Definitely not what you're talking
Who's
about.
Chameleon again?
Chameleon? Oh my goodness.
See, I judge everything by the comic. Sorry, the cartoon.
animal.
The anime. The cartoon.
What do you mean the cartoon?
You know the
Oh,
cartoon
right.
that we buzzed off. That's what I
Chameleon's
judge
in that? He wears a white face mask.
Yes. Right, yes, yeah. I know
All
what
right.
you mean. Yeah. I know
Where
what
a
you mean.
chameleon is like a chameleon. Alright?
Have you seen the It 2?
What? I want to talk more about chameleon.
You can talk about it if you want to, Bede.
Oh, I'm thinking of the jackal. I can't talk about the chameleon because I don't know enough about him. All I know is in the animated series he had a white face mask on.
Fair
and
enough.
I'm guessing that he can take the form of any human being like a chameleon, which a chameleon can't do. Just a comic.
Sounds good to me, Bede.
Moving on.
Jessica Chastain teases It Chapter 2 in a new picture.
So she is playing the ginger girl.
Yeah,
Right.
she's been... What do you think of this, like?
Good casting, I guess. But I don't know because I haven't seen the first date.
It's apparently a great film.
I've heard it's not a great
As
film.
Az loved it, Raz loved it.
Oh.
I
so
don't know
it is
whether
a
other
great
people
film.
have seen it, but it's maybe
I've heard
okay.
it's a really good film, but it has flaws. But
I don't
flaws
think you
that
like
don't-
any 80s kids films.
flaws that don't sink the movie.
Yeah. It's a bit of a throwback, I think.
Okay.
Let's get on to some interesting stuff now. Overlord, Beat, what do you know about it?
Overlord, watched the trailer last night without even having to prepare for the podcast. I just like watching
Did
trailers.
you? Yeah. I haven't seen the trailer.
There's also one called Cold Skin. I don't know if you've seen that.
Haven't seen that.
That looks interesting. So, premise of Overlord. World War II. I'm like watching it. Oh, nice chunky effects. It's R-rated. People are getting shot in the planes. They're just getting mulched. And
So
I'm
did
like,
you
wow,
think?
that's
Did
nice
you think it
visual.
was just like a World War II film?
Yeah, but if it, a World War II film that's going to go there, like Fury,
Uh-huh.
I respect Fury a lot
Yeah.
because it kind of doesn't shy away from these
Just like
pansy.
just like my new 13-year-old haircut.
Yes.
It's Brad Pitt out of Fury.
Perfect. Or Apache, Aldo Raid, the same character from different parts of the world. Anyway, and then what happens is zombies. You know, how zombies in?
Did they just come back to life after being shut down? Like?
No, it's proper Wolfenstein.
So it's
like
going to
the
be like the
Nazi-
Nazis have worked on getting zombies. in.
Absolutely,
Right,
like
fair.
the only way you've got to do
Like
it.
every B movie that we've ever seen.
Yes, and every
Okay,
B
yeah.
movie you love,
I've got you.
like Nazi zombies.
Yep.
And zombies in snow.
Does it look good? Are you in for it?
Fantastic.
I'm in for it. Like
the only bit that
directed by J.J. Abrams. Did we say that?
helmed by produced
Right,
by
not
all these
directed.
films where he can hide behind the producer name. I
What?
don't know.
That's fair. Like to be.
No, man.
He's more of a producer now than anything else, isn't he?
I suppose so. I do like when he directs though.
I
But
can't wait for him to make a vanilla Star Wars and us enjoy it.
to be fair to
I
him,
cannot wait for that.
I like his films. Like Mission Impossible 3, I like, but it's got actually I like that a lot. But that's only because it's really got that's an alright film.
Yep.
What else we're looking at there? Cloverfield. Did he direct that, or did he just produce? No, he just produced it. It's one of them again.
He
Bad Robot.
produces a lot. I don't.
Lost. He was heavily involved in Lost. I like the,
I always
the first
thought.
season's the
I
best
always
thing I've ever
thought
seen.
a producer
Yes.
did fuck all.
Yeah,
But
me
bankroll
too.
the film. So what does a producer do?
Producer will not only create producers can change. So a producer can be purely monetarily focused. So
Right.
they get you what you need to make the film. Steven Spielberg comes to you and he says, "I need a 50-foot T-Rex. Get me that money."
Right. Okay.
And you go, "Okay, I'll get you the money." They go to fucking boards, meetings. They sell the film.
Right. Okay.
All producers can also be creatively in tune, so they can just be a second director, talking to the director's ear, going, "I don't like this, I like this."
Do you think that films put producers' names on just to sell the film?
They can do.
So
because how
they
many
might do.
times-
They might do now, but you might have had that
absolutely.
produced by Arnie Schwarzenegger.
You think it's
or something.
directed by that? How
Yeah.
many times have you seen produced by or executive producer
see big
Steven
names and
Spielberg?
and it's
How
a
many
shit
times
film.
have you seen that?
You see big
Spielberg?
names and it's shit
Anything
film.
Amblin related, obviously Spielberg's production company.
Yes. Yeah.
Will have him as executive producer.
Like
It-
the
'cause what-
shitty Indiana Joneses, like the newest ones and that.
Well, I think he was. That was a George Lucas deal. So
George
it's different.
Lucas.
It's different with George Lucas, all right. What I'm saying is, I think they can put like £1 in and be called an executive producer.
Right, okay, I get it.
Alright. Not the same
On the
as
other
he's
side of
done
the
nothing.
coin, what happens when you got producers who are in there?
Fantastic. What a horrible job. I would never want to do.
What do they do?
The worst type of... Right, trying to get the director what he wants. The director goes...
Is that basically it?
Yes, to make the film happen, he goes, I want this, and you've got to get it. Or you're fired, you get fired straight away. It's horrible. What a horrible place to be. I could be completely wrong.
Next one, beat, which voice went there. Pretty looking forward to.
Pretty, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, Joker.
I'm kind of greatly looking pretty there.
So there's been the film has a title and a release date, but I haven't clicked on the link, so I don't know what it's called yet.
Okay.
Can you guess the title, beat?
Is it called Joker Home to Home, Coast to Coast?
It's got a hugely creative title.
We've come to home. We've come home.
It's coming out October the 4th, 2019 in the US.
Can I guess the title?
You can try and guess the title.
Uh,
It's got nearly a Halloween release date. US Halloween release date. I like
okay.
that.
The Long Halloween.
No.
No. Alright. I don't know.
I mean, you could be on all day trying to guess this.
Joker's Boys.
It's called Joker.
Oh!
Just simple.
Nice like
I
that.
can't wait to see Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. Is it directed by Martin Scorsese as well? Or did that get bombed out?
That is I'm guaranteed that's Martin Scorsese's bad boy. Come on, Scorsese.
Uh-oh. We've
Who
got
is it?
problems.
What is it?
We've got big problems
It's
here.
not Trevorrow, is it?
It's not Trevorrow, but don't worry about that.
Okay.
The studios released a joint statement. So it's Warner Brothers and DC.
Yes.
The studios released a joint statement on Tuesday, July the 10th, confirming Phoenix will play the Joker, and The Hangover's Todd Phillips will direct the film.
What? What?
Oh my god!
Todd Phillips?
What happened to Martin Scorsese?
Todd Phillips?
Todd Phillips, The Hangover, is directing the Joker film.
Remember when he got his like dick sucked in an elevator?
What?
In a
Alright,
cameo.
shit, I The Hangover. I thought that was like, I thought that happened in real life.
I like Todd Phillips, right? But I think he's hated.
The third Hangover film was awful. The second one
People
was
don't like the
passable.
first.
The first one was a good film.
People don't like it
Why do people not like it, Pete?
because they think it's quite jockish.
Right, okay.
It kind of...
Is that why
No.
we love it?
I suppose so. We're not them archetypes.
That is news, people.
Do you think a jock would know who the
Hold
comedian
on,
is?
Pete. I need to click on this.
Well, I didn't know.
You know when you get them little adverts at the
John,
back?
you're bullshit. That's on like bullshit.com.
It's not, mate. It's on Digital Spy.
What?
I'm also clicking this ad that says 18 car cleaning hacks everyone needs to know. Use rubber cupcake liners in cup holders.
What?
Should we go through these 18 life hacks?
Jesus Christ.
2.
Alright, let's go.
Use regular Colgate toothpaste on headlights to clean them.
Right?
Apparently these are what the big cleaning companies do not want you to know. What we're on next, B?
Which anti-malware device do we need to buy next?
Oh, the gutters! I'm onto walls and floors now. What's happening here? Right, okay, let's go. We're on number 3 soon. Foam paintbrushes aren't just for painting. Take from that what you will. Magic eraser tackles stubborn dirt and grime.
Did anybody else get the photo of someone throwing it? No, I'm not even going to say it.
Right, so apparently an eraser is good for cleaning your dashboards. Use a squeegee to pick up pet hair. Interesting.
Let's buy a dog then. Howard, John?
Create your own cleaning supplies. How's that a fucking one?
Oh, right.
I give up.
So, like, create Dettol.
I just want to get the one. Use olive oil to brighten your dashboard. You know the picture that makes you click it.
Mm-hmm.
There was like
It's never there. It's called clickbait.
there was like slime, and he was getting all the dust off with slime. Anyway, we haven't got
Brilliant.
that one. There you go, people. There's 7 ways to clean your dashboard and car. Colgate toothpaste. Let's get back into it and let's get this done.
Where we at?
Right, we're going to not necessarily top 5, B.
Okay.
And, you know, you've got The Rock, you've got a prosthetic leg, of course. We're doing not necessarily top 5, overly hammed up British villains in American film. Do you want to hit us away?
I'll get us away. Wild Wild West. Is it Branagh?
That's a good shout. But isn't the English dude his mate? Oh no, it's not.
The guy with spider legs.
Yes.
Is that Kenneth Branagh?
I don't know.
Is Kenneth Branagh called Kenneth Branagh as well?
Yeah.
You know the...
I haven't seen... There's a film, by the way. I haven't seen Wild Wild West in ages.
Really?
But I'm Googling it just so you don't sound like an idiot on here.
You know Dunkirk's Kenneth Branagh?
Yes. I imagine I seem to think he's got black hair, though.
He's got black hair, and I don't think
Like
it's
long-
him.
long
and he's
black hair?
also American in the film. He's from the South.
What the Jesus. I thought this was a good film.
What? What? Wild Wild
It's
West.
got like 17% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right. The only reason you think it's good is because of Will Smith.
Aye. Yes, good shout.
All right.
Dr. Arliss Lovelace, Kenneth Branagh.
That is the
Nice
worst
beat, well done.
decision in his career.
Man,
By the way, he's from the South in it, so that
is
doesn't
this
even
not
count.
a cult classic? It doesn't count. You even listen to what we
Right,
said.
so I'm going to pick you out with one. Bill Nye, in a film that he makes like more money than he does off his actual work.
Was he bad in Twilight?
Is he in Twilight?
No, who's the dude in Twilight?
Robert Sheen. Martin Sheen. Michael Sheen.
Aye, but isn't he good in it?
Is he British in it?
Ah.
Of course he is. That's a great shout. Is that your shout?
No, I've just come off the top of
He's
my
not good in it.
He's got red eyes.
He's got red eyes. He's got long Jesus hair and pale skin.
He's bad.
He's bad. He's
Right,
also known as
I'm
bad.
in your 1B. Cumbersnatch in that Star Wars film.
What?
What was the recent Star Wars film?
Cumberbatch?
He was meant to play the Indian dude.
What?
What's the Star Wars? There's a massive
Star
villain.
Trek, you
Oh,
nugget.
sorry, Star Trek, not Star Wars.
Indian? It's space?
No, there was like who's the bad guy?
Khan.
Khan.
That's racist.
No, it's not racist.
Right, Indianism. Right, that's a traditional Indian name, is what you're saying.
I'm saying he was played by like
White person.
he was played by Cumberbatch and everyone kicked off about it.
All right, wasn't he played by that guy who was in Spy Kids 3? Previously.
What, the ginger kid?
Someone Delgado.
Anna?
No, man, not the ginger kid. Rafa Khan.
You've made us sweat now saying that was racist.
You said Star Wars.
I know, I
It's
apologise.
not racist.
I
Khan
meant
is a traditional
I meant
Indian
Star Trek.
name.
What it was, I was kicking off about because Cumberbatch's English and white.
Right.
Maybe it's an SJW thing, I don't know.
No, I think if you can cast the right person for the role, it doesn't matter what
Right.
they look like. But also, it was the most boring film I've ever seen.
It wasn't. Dad watched it the other day.
Dad watched
said it was great.
2012 and liked it.
We
Dad
need,
watches the Sony Movies channel.
we need to get down the podcast like.
Nah.
Favorite films, The Warriors.
I respect his opinion and
Right.
hate it at the same time. Like, he comes out with absolute clangers. He was in the car yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And when I listened to this song, he's like, wow, this is amazing. I want this on me iPod, but he doesn't know technology, so he can't put it on himself.
Yeah.
It was Tayo Cruz.
What?
Like, he's like a 65-year-old man,
He
right?
found a CD in the old
This is it.
in the old Fiesta.
It was your music and
it's
the-
like going back in time. I made it in 2010,
2 or 3.
and he's like, "It's a great LP." This
Oh,
like
Tayo, great song. I can't remember.
Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars as well.
Oh my god, he likes Bruno Mars. Sorry if you don't like Tayo. Sorry if you like
Kid
Tayo
Cudi. There
Cruz.
was Kid Cudi's on it as well.
Kid Cudi's Get Away Will.
Alright, okay.
Get Away Will.
Anyway, we're digressing. My next one, Gary Oldman in Meet the Robinsons.
Become Spider-Man.
When he become, what's the film called again?
Sorry, there's a link by the way. Both of our choices have had people who turn to spider
There you go.
people.
That scared me as a kid as well. What's the film called?
Lost in Space.
Is it Matt LeBlanc's last ever film appearance?
Lost in Space. It was.
Lost in Space.
Is that Meet the Robinsons? It is.
Yeah, that's what I
Hold
said.
on. Is that the one with the kid?
Yeah. Lost in Space. That's what they made Netflix
Will.
out of it. Yeah.
Danger at Will Robinson.
That's the
right.
one. Yeah.
Jesus.
Netflix is not meant to be too bad. The series
I'm not watching it.
says him who's watching Vikings,
Woo. It's alright, Vikings.
and you've given
It's
up
got
on
better.
you've given up on Westworld.
Westworld. One episode's killed us.
That's Westworld. You're not meant to know it from the start.
One of them.
Have you got anything else?
Put us in a coma. Jeremy Irons has got to have been in one.
Right.
Die Hard 3, but he's German in it. But like, he might as well just be English because he's that bad.
He's great though. I've
He's
got
not
one. Who's,
great. He's wearing a stupid 2000s leotard jumpsuit with knee sleeves,
I always struggled, right,
turtleneck,
to
vest.
pick, when I was a kid, to pick the difference between his character,
And Hans Gruber.
and the other dude, the American dude with the beard.
Oh, right. Don't
Hey,
we all do
Bobby.
that? Hans, Bubby,
Yeah, that
Ellis.
one. Ellis, I don't know why.
They're two different, completely different.
Mark
characters.
Stone in everything.
What? Who's Mark Stone?
I think he's called Mark Stone. Who's the bald guy he was on the Jaguar advert?
Mark Strong.
It's Mark Strong, not Mark Stone.
Jesus Christ, man.
Welcome to a film podcast, people.
Yeah, of high intelligence and planning.
Right, okay. Have you got any more?
The bad guy in Kick-Ass.
Isn't that the skinny dude out of... Isn't that McLovin?
Partly, it's McLovin's dad. Sorry, McLovin is the guy's Mark Strong's son.
Right, oh shit, isn't that?
Yes.
God, that was forgettable, wasn't it?
Kick-Ass is well liked.
The second one was awful.
The second one, I switched it off. And not many films I switch off, but I switched it off.
Did Jim Carrey absolutely...
Jim Carrey's good in it.
Is he good in
He
it?
gets a dog to bite people's nuts. Jim Carrey's really good in it, actually, to be fair.
My last one
He's
bit.
the only good thing about the film.
My last one bit. I've got Alan Rickman in Robin Hood, but he was great.
He was great.
That wasn't overly hammed. That was just
By the way,
great.
I was on Twitter
But
yesterday.
It was overly hammed.
I was on Twitter
It's
yesterday. Right?
it's American's version of Robin Hood.
Oh, absolutely ridiculous. I was on Twitter yesterday, right? And I seen people's films they like to hate. Like, people's films which they're embarrassed to say they love. I seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves on there. Is that a bad film?
It's a very, very good film.
Is it?
The members of Cross Haller have regularly said that it's an amazing film over all of our podcasts.
It was also brought up.
It seems to get brought up all of the time.
It also got brought up in university because
It's one of Az's favourite films.
It was one of like the first films to portray a Muslim man as a intellectual in
Really?
modern American cinema.
Really?
Like Morgan Freeman he is a Muslim in
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
and he's like intelligent.
Fucking hell.
Apparently, that was like a cornerstone of modern American cinema. So take from that what you will.
Right, people. Unless you've got any more.
Have I said Bill Nye?
Bill Nye, I think you said it 3 times. What, Peter Cushing in Star Wars?
Peter Cushing. Oh my god, it kills me to watch that.
Why?
So fun.
Why does
Because
it
like
kill
you've got
you?
this dramatic actor and just he's gone.
What about when the CGI'd him into the other one?
Oh, crazy madness!
Was it Rogue One he got CGI'd into?
What Rogue One?
Was it Rogue One he got CGI'd
No,
into?
he got his head CGI'd on a stunt actor's body because they were doing on flips. They couldn't have a 90-year-old man doing Yoda attacks.
What are you talking about? Peter Cushing's bloody...
Oh shit! I'm
Grand
talking.
Moff?
There's another one, not Peter Cushing. I'm talking about Hammer Horror, played Dracula. Lee.
Oh, Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. That's a great shout.
There you go.
No, I'm talking about Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
Christopher Lee's a great shout.
Peter Cushing was great in it.
He was great. That's what I'm
we're
saying.
talking
But
about hammed
do you not
up?
think he was hammed up as a
Okay,
villain?
He's a little hammed up, but nah.
It's American cinema who's hammed up. That's what it ticks the box.
Right.
Right, true or false trivia.
Moving on.
There's some trivia here. Beat's got to try and guess which are true or false. He's never done it before. We do it every episode. First one, Beat. Director Rawson Marshall Thurber confirmed that The Rock's character managed to make the jump from the crane to the building through his fake leg being spring-loaded.
Bullshit. False.
That's false.
Of course it is.
Yeah, that's false, mate.
If you were filming that, you would surely put a nice close-up of the spring heel.
Do you want to...
That'd be cool. That would make the film
Do
real
we talk
cool.
about the jump and we'll talk about the film?
Yes.
Right, okay, we'll not talk about the jump now. Next one. Neve Campbell claims that she regularly scared The Rock on set by hiding in his dressing room in full scream gear, shouting, "Sydney!"
False.
Yeah, that's false.
Of course it is.
That is false, mate. That is false. Next one. It is physically impossible for a man to scale a building using a duct tape.
Using a duct tape. I mean, that's a true statement.
True or false?
True?
I've got a question mark. If you got enough duct tape,
You
could you do it? Could you do it?
No.
Probably not. That's probably false as well.
Yeah. What do you mean false? You said it was...
I've got a question mark. I don't know. I made that one up myself.
Alright, well, clean sweep. I've been murdered here.
A sequel for the film has been greenlit with a title of Super Yacht.
That's hilarious. False.
That's false, yeah.
Oh, you had us up until Super Yacht. Why didn't you call it like home scraper homecoming too.
Fucking
There you
hell.
go. I would have believed you.
Director Ross and Marshall Thurber completely ripped off the storyline of Die Hard.
True.
I've got a question mark.
All right. So I've nailed you here.
The static sound of all the screens in the Pearl mirror room would be physically impossible to stand. Your eardrums would perforate after 10 seconds in the room.
True.
False. Yes, I got you.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I got you.
What?
I'm guessing if there's that many like LCD TVs and shit like that,
Yeah.
you're fucking gonna just be like, you know when you get that little bit background buzz off an Xbox?
Right.
Imagine that. It'd be like,
I'm not sure that's working, but
I don't know.
hey, we're not scientists, are we?
B. It is impossible for someone to hit the gym, produce film after film, and also do worldwide press conferences always smiling. The reason for this is that The Rock is the first fully human copy robot to be ever made. Elon Musk bankrolled the project.
False.
Yeah, that's false.
All right.
There's no trivia. I had to make it all up myself.
Really? Is that why they're so easy to get?
Yes. I went on IMDb. The best trivia was like
The Rock is in it.
a guy whose name I can't remember got employed who built the Burj Khalifa and this other one in Saudi Arabia. So they got the schematics of buildings right.
Right.
The rest was shit.
Right.
That says a lot about the film.
What was I gonna say?
Maybe it's this thing we always say. If it's a newer film, it doesn't have much trivia.
True.
You still didn't do the clean sweep. That's the embarrassing thing.
Well, to be fair, you're putting question marks in it. So that's not objective. That's like subjective.
Have you got any points for the actual film here? Or?
None at all.
Right, okay.
I've got points in my head,
Right.
but
I've made some points, so are we doing John's points here?
we're doing John's points.
Before we went, what were you expecting from the film?
Nothing. I didn't want to go see it.
I could tell. You were
Aye.
very you weren't into this one, B.
Because I didn't see the trailer. Granted, call us negative for...
Could you understand why people would enjoy this film? Because it's a fun time.
one reason.
Like, take your brain out stuff, you know what I mean?
It's got The Rock in.
I think you've got to... I'll play devil's advocate here, and you've got to expect
Yeah.
to... Like, if you go and see a rock film like this, you've got to expect what it's going to be about. I hate when people go and see this and expect it to be like an amazing film.
It wasn't the expectation of... Right. Hey, this is the
You had
perfect-
low expectations, you
this
still got
is
let down.
This is the perfect example, right?
We don't want to go to... We'll review
There's
it in
a
the
new
end.
film coming out called The Meg, right?
Yeah.
About a megalodon
With Jason Statham.
with Jason Statham in.
Got you.
And the comedy actor out of The Office, the American Office.
Yeah.
That looks like a film I want to go see.
Mhm.
I don't know what was squeaking.
Your coke's hissing.
Right. It knows what film it is.
Yeah.
Rock films know what film they are,
Yeah.
and they play on that. So they've got The Rock and Jason Statham in a prison fighting each other.
I get you.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
This film took itself way too seriously and didn't understand that it was a rock film.
Do you think it took itself too seriously, Pete?
I wish it took itself more silly.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I understand your point.
Like,
The-
in the trailer I saw for The Meg,
Yes,
I
it's-
didn't
it's
see
not
in
a
the
daft
trailer
film.
for the...
It's not
It
a
was trying to hit you with emotional points, so, oh, he's lost his leg in an accident, or his wife and kids have been taken, I'm going to cry. But you're banking on emotional investment in characters I don't give a shit about,
Yeah.
because the film's done a terrible job of making these characters important.
Well, something's just come to my head there. So we'll say first point. Why did the kid have asthma?
Because
Like, there wasn't a plot point about that. He just had asthma and had to take an inhaler.
it's a cliche trope that needs to be in the film.
But I was thinking, right, he's in a burning building. I've got asthma myself.
Yes.
Christ, the pollen count was up. I had to take my inhaler 4 times the other day.
Right.
What? Why give him asthma if all it is just to see him take an inhaler? What's that all about? Why was that in the film?
Falsely creating tension through basic shit.
Right, so you're expecting him to die from an asthma attack.
I suppose so. Like it slightly raises the thingies, but it isn't death from immolation or suffocation more like horrifying anyway.
Probably yes.
I don't
It's
know.
horrible.
He's gone. I need a high on asthma. I need the asthma. If you're making a film, wouldn't you put the asthma scene in?
There wasn't that. Well, if you call that a scene,
I guess.
I wanted to see like his inhaler at one end of the bleed.
And he has to jump a
burning
fire
building
log to
and
get it.
give the kid a little bit of a like, a little
He's
bit of a
having an
scene.
attack. He never had an attack. It was never paid off. I don't know.
That's
Maybe
what-
the
Can he be dying? Like not dying literally, but like really struggling with his asthma.
Yeah.
Crawling on hands and knees, trying to grab his inhaler, and then a bad guy kick it away. Would that not make the bad guy look even worse?
Well, I think they've wrote it into the screenplay, right, and forgot about it.
Right, okay.
All right.
Yes. Oh, that's it.
By the time
They've probably cut the scene out.
By the time they got into that elevator,
They've cut the scene out of the bad guy kicking the
they've
inhaler
definitely
away.
done that. Get
That's
the
what they're
Blu-ray out. The
We're
Blu-ray.
calling it now. In the Blu-ray, there'll be the bad guy
Yes, Missy.
kicking his inhaler away. There you
The
go.
guy with the beard who was looking after the daughter, like, look.
How annoying was he?
Oh, ridiculous.
Anyway, fuck it.
Anyway, where are we at?
John's points.
John Points.
Can we talk about as well how we totally guessed the start of the film because we were late going in?
Yes.
We're like, we're going to miss the first 10 minutes.
So then
it
we're
was
like-
going to be The Rock. We thought it was in bloody
Baghdad.
Baghdad.
Or
we
some
thought he was
sort
like a Navy SEAL or something.
Yeah, we
didn't
thought
know.
it was like the Gulf War or something. What's the Gulf War not being Baghdad?
But he's a SWAT member.
Yes. You know he's FBI? His name is SWAT.
Is he just FBI?
Like hired by the FBI. He's one higher than SWAT.
Right, okay.
And he guns him with his mate in a old wooden lodge 10 years earlier and gets blown the shit
I thought
up.
the guy was Jesse Eisenberg. That's why I look at you goes, what a cameo that is, and it just wasn't him.
What, the
whatsoever.
guy who was the hostage?
The guy's like, I
Right.
didn't want to end this.
Jesse
for me.
Eisenberg.
I didn't know. Anyway, gets his leg blown off.
Yeah.
All good.
We don't see his leg being blown off.
No. Would you have liked to see his leg being blown off?
Have you seen the film with who's Show Me the Money?
Yeah.
You know that guy? Terrence
Terrence Phillips.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Right, yes, yeah.
Is it Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Right.
Who's in Jerry Maguire? Jerry, show me the money. Him.
Right, yeah.
He's in a film, right, where he's got to wear a diving suit and he gets his leg, like, blown to smithereens because an anchor hits it when it, like, a malfunction goes wrong on a ship.
Jeez, what film is this?
I don't know, but you see it.
I'm more invested in that already.
You see it explode. You see his leg explode,
Jesus.
and it's horrific. How
Fucking
I
hell.
wanted to see that, but it didn't happen. Please, boss, tell me that film.
Boss.
I don't know what it
Oh,
is.
God.
And he has to stand up, and he's like walking in this diving suit. So he wants to be a Navy SEAL again. It's pretty emotional.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd probably watch that film.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
Watch it. I've spoiled it, like, but no, I haven't really.
It was just so generic, this film, wasn't it? It's like,
Very generic.
there was no twist. Was there a twist?
Yes, 2.
Oh, right, but there were
But
like...
we guessed them at the first
Yeah,
10 seconds
yeah,
of the
yeah.
film. So
Like when the bad guy we were like, he's a bad
he's
guy.
a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah. Right, we'll go through my points. I've only got a few. I mean, honestly, people, we've done this film. There's not much to talk about, really.
No, it's got The Rock in.
It's the most generic action film you've ever seen in your
It
life.
doesn't take itself
Did I hate it?
too silly.
I don't think I absolutely hated it.
It's got The Rock in.
It was okay. Right. We'll go on.
Right.
You've made no points.
I've made no
I'm going to make
points.
some points. If you come up with any in it, then just go.
I'll hit you.
Right, B. I noticed at the start he can't get down the stairs. They're overly hammering his prosthetic leg.
Yes.
He's struggling to walk,
Yes.
and then that's just chucked out.
Well, no, it's actually kept subtly throughout the film. Like when he's on the crane, he's doing a bit of like a peg leg.
He's doing a bit of a limp.
Do people with prosthetic legs walk that severely? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I'm
I
sure
don't think
they're
we're
much more
I
natural.
don't think we're qualified to talk about it, B, to be
Not
fair.
at all, but I'm asking. If
But he was
someone...
really, really struggling to get down a little flight of stairs.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
Hay fever is kicking in.
Uh-huh.
But and then he's running across a crane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he can't run across a crane, but don't overly ham him getting down the stairs.
Right.
Just have him normal, you know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't think you no, I
Can we
don't know.
talk about the purpose of him having no leg in this film?
I'll get onto that at the end.
Okay, we'll leave it for then.
My next point is, I bet this best mate isn't going to cross him. Do you know what I mean?
Going back, right? The on and off thing. So immediately I said when his wife
Right,
needs to turn
okay.
his phone on and off, I'm like, that's foreshadowing for a major plot point right at the end of the film.
Why? Right, you had all these police people around her at the end. Basically, cut long story short, she gets control of the iPad that he accessed.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how much we laughed in the cinema when the Rock's fucking digital face on the iPad? If you've seen this film, you know what I mean.
The
He like looks into the fucking iPad's like
it's
a
got
digital
like a face
face.
got it, but the Rock's like a 3D head from 2002
Aye,
came in.
it was an O2 fucking digital.
I was decked. I couldn't stop laughing. Like,
So she gets this iPad which has got control over the tower. Why would you not just give it to someone who can work it?
no, what happens is, right?
She's a technophobe, clearly.
She's a technophobe, right?
How can you be a technophobe in 2018?
And
Or
be-
when it, no, it was even more, it was like
be
2030
a
or something.
doctor.
And be a doctor?
Here's what's happened, right?
I don't get it.
Here's what happens at the end of the film. So they set this thing up where she's got a broken mobile phone that she turns to her husband to fix. The husband says turn it on and off again, which is the Rock.
Yeah.
Haha, very funny. It's going to be used later in the film. What happens at the end of the film is there's an iPad and there's the fire system not working, and it comes up fire system. She taps fire system and it comes up. Do you want to reboot? Automatically, she doesn't actually turn it on and
No,
off.
she just reboots it.
She just presses one button and it does it for her. Unbelievable.
I can't deal.
Moving on, bad guy.
So I had, I bet this best mate isn't going to cross him.
Yeah.
The next one was, I bet this overly hammed English person is an evil.
Yep.
And then I've got a good one. Yes! Cesium.
Cesium!
So the bad guys use powder.
Yeah.
What we talked about on the last podcast, alkaline metals.
Yeah.
And when the sprinklers come into play, boom! Reaction. See? We called it here first. Talking science is backbeat.
Cesium.
There you go. Next one, B.
Yes.
Is this full film just an advert for duct tape?
Who knew?
Can we talk about this because this really annoyed us? What was the crack with duct tape in this film?
So it's clearly just a running joke, as well as servicing like an homage to Die Hard.
What did he do in Die Hard? Just duct tape his feet?
Duct taped his feet. No, he didn't. He did actually. That's a good point.
I think he did when he glassed them.
That's obviously, but he duct tapes the gun onto his back,
Right, yeah.
and that's like gone down in folklore. Obviously, as the duct tape joke.
Right, I now understand everything.
Do you?
The Rock in the advertising campaign said this was a throwback to Die Hard.
So it's obviously homage and Die Hard by having duct tape become like a massive element of the film.
That's just fucking embarrassing. I don't get... Why not just watch Die Hard?
Why not watch Die Hard?
I want to watch Die Hard again now.
So a big problem I have with the film is...
But
it
the big problem
takes-
I have, B, before you go into yours,
Yeah.
he mentions it 4 times. It's not like just a little homage to Die Hard.
Yes.
It's like a massive thing. And what was the line? What was the duct tape line?
If
duct tape
can't
use
solve your
more
problem,
duct
use
tape.
more duct tape.
Is that like in America?
Like a joke?
Is it like an advertising campaign?
No, I think it's just like a joke.
He said it as if it was going to be one of these lines that are going to be in renowned
Oh,
cinema
right,
history
like,
forever. You know what I mean? Remember Skyscraper when he said this?
Murdered to a fathered son.
Aye.
Sell a tape to a murdered wife.
Ho ho ho! Now I've got a machine gun. That sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Aye, that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Or like
But it didn't
Hans,
really land.
Bobby.
Aye.
It just didn't
No
land.
bullets.
It didn't. Oh no bullet. It
Welcome
didn't
to the
land.
party, pal.
We've listed 5 there in one film. It didn't land right, and it pissed us off. I don't understand duct tape.
Hey, come
I don't understand
over.
the fascination.
Have a couple drinks.
Maybe Rawson Marshall Thurber has some sort of duct tape fetish.
Can I ask a question? What?
Maybe the director has a duct tape fetish.
Is the director Asian?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, right.
He worked with The Rock before. You know what he did?
Yeah.
Central Intelligence.
What?
It was like a comedy, wasn't it?
Oh, with Nick.
Didn't have Paul Blart, Mall Cop in.
No, it had the comedian. He's like short and shit.
Meh. Guess what he called? We've got some trivia on him.
Trivia.
We've
Colin
got
Trivia.
3 bits of trivia.
Why didn't we
He
say?
considers Ghostbusters to be the greatest comedy ever made.
I mean, that's a fair statement.
I'm
The
trying
only reason I ask if he's Asian is because there was like,
How does a guy like this beat? You know how you want to get in directing?
yes,
How does a guy like this become a director?
he does music videos, then he does adverts, then he does films.
Right. Because I just don't understand.
Or he's someone's son.
Right, okay.
All
So
right.
no people.
2 points I want to make is on the Asian thing, not look racist. It's set in Hong Kong, which is clearly appropriate
I think
because
you...
of,
Sorry, Pete.
yeah.
I take it all back. Do you want to know what he's directed?
A lot of Asian films.
No, he's directed no Asian films, Pete.
Sorry, this is like a wall situation. You know the wall.
Dodgeball. A true underdog story directed. Yes. He's
So he's a comedian.
he's a
So
comedy-
what's
comedy
happened
director.
here is Todd
We're the
Phillips.
Millers?
It's the Todd
One of
Phillips
Dad's
effect.
favourite films.
Brilliant. This is a Todd Phillips effect.
Right.
5 comedy films, and then he's been given a Joker film.
Don't get started about that because that's pissed.
Anyway, the point I'm making is, I think what he's done is tried to go for like an Asian demographic,
Mm-hmm.
set in Hong Kong, which makes sense because of obviously skyscrapers. They are at the forefront of technology, and they will build the highest and tallest buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where are you gonna put? Of course, you're there. But you know, in Avengers 2, where they just went to Hong Kong for some reason,
Yes.
like this entire film is like completely aimed at
A lot of his advertising campaign, he went and did all in Hong Kong and
Right.
flew everyone out to Hong Kong.
Right.
So, if you're a British film reviewer,
Yeah.
The Rock and
I
the
also-
director
I also-
and the company were flying people to Hong Kong to interview him.
There's also-
So he did all of the interviews in Hong Kong. He's
Yeah. They also got the guy out of the Dark Knight.
They know how to make money, beat.
They got the guy at the Dark Knight. You know, I'm sorry, I had to move your money without you knowing.
The greatest villain ever.
Yes.
I get you.
They also
The greatest
got,
Asian villain ever.
they've also got who I think is The Rock's popularity, but the female version. It's the Asian female Rock. Like, she must be hot shit in like Japan, or you know,
Was that the skinny?
you know,
Was that the skinny lass who was?
who got her head kicked in at the end? Who had the
Right,
iPad?
okay, yeah.
I think
I hated her.
she must be really, really famous.
I absolutely couldn't stand her.
Right.
She's one-dimensional characters I've ever seen.
Every character in this film was one-dimensional.
Yeah, no.
But what can you do?
I've got why is his wife in control of the iPad at the end when she's a technophobe? And then
It's an arc.
the
whole thing was so she could turn on her phone.
that was it. The whole plot was her not being a technophobe anymore and being
Right.
able to turn a phone on.
Yeah.
And then I caught something at the end, B.
Right.
You know the dude we've been talking about, Dark Knight?
Yes. Dark Knight
Asian
Man.
guy.
Of course.
Did he really say he's going to rebuild it?
Yeah.
What the fuck's that all about? Do people never learn from the mistakes? Don't rebuild it. It's a bad idea. You're a criminal. You're involving criminal organisations. You're gonna
He's
rebuild
not a criminal.
the
He
thing.
wasn't a criminal.
Because he fucking was.
He wasn't a criminal.
He was laundering money.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he was.
He was forced to be stolen from, and he blackmailed them by getting the lists of every bank account of each film.
He was a criminal, B.
It was not a
He was
criminal.
1,000,000% a criminal.
All I'm saying is, if
Why
you
do you deal them guys?
Maybe-
if you're not a criminal, you don't have guys like that knocking at your door.
maybe have an anti-fire system that works
Could talk
on
about how much
cesium. How hard's cesium to counteract?
It wasn't cesium. Cesium would have just blown the town a bit. I think it was more like, fuck, what's the outline metals again?
Fe, iron,
Jesus.
Ah.
Let's go back to it.
steel,
Right, I'm sorry I'm getting the outline metals up and I'm going to tell you which one they use.
powder, cocaine. All I want to make the point is as well, right?
Right, okay.
You know how in Die Hard it's like really creative in like telling you how many enemies are in the floor.
I'm going
by
to say that's rubidium, beat by the way.
rubidium.
It's 100 cesium. You put these in water, you get a bit of a reaction. That's what I'm talking about.
Not bad.
Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Francium was the one I told you about. They said it was francium when it went in the water and blew that shit up, and then it was like, ah! It wasn't cesium, but francium.
Where was that made? England. Oh, well done.
Okay.
Terrible joke.
Is that a passport joke?
That's just no. It wasn't that smart.
That would have been very smart.
It would have been.
If it was a passport
It would have been.
Brexit joke.
Sorry, it wasn't.
Because we love talking about politics on here.
It was just yeah, we do. It was just France and then North England.
Vote Leave. We love Tommy Robinson on this podcast.
We love. That's exactly what we love.
We really, really don't.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you going to say, B?
Um.
I'm out of points now. I've got 1 point at the end, which is probably our main point.
Points.
Because BBC ran something on this film.
BBC said it was great because it got paid a lot of money.
No.
BBC said it was a cornerstone in film because it cast someone with an amputated leg in film.
Right, B. The question I'm posing to you is this film offensive towards people with disabilities?
I wouldn't say it's offensive. What I would take offence from is there's some exec at Sony or whoever published this film. Who made it? Paramount? I don't know. Somebody did.
Got no idea.
What they've done is...
It was Universal, wasn't it?
I don't know. This director's gone, we need an amputated leg, and the guy's just seeing dollar signs because they're like, oh my god, we're going to be praised for being... next age thinking because we've put an amputated superhero into films, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think it's just hit a demographic of people who would not even amputated people because that just doesn't make sense. But people who think that representing amputated people in film is an incredible thing, that's who they're trying to hit.
I know what you mean.
And I just think it's a bit stupid. But I think it's actually a bit evil because it's just purely they're trying to make more money. But I think they could have been more creative with the leg. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you put that? He's one for you. He's one for you now. If that was John McClane, if this was John McTiernan directing the film, he would have a curtain, and at the base of the curtain, he'd put the leg. So you would think there was somebody behind it, and then The Rock would stumble out and chokehold him.
That's a great point.
Isn't that a good idea?
Yeah.
There was no creativity. Like, all he does is trap a tungsten door with a foot.
So BBC,
which is meant to be the most... Right, you know Panic Rooms?
Yeah.
The door can be propped open by a foot. How's that work? How's that work?
I saw that. It just went straight in.
Jams it.
So,
What's another creative use for a foot?
This is going...
I don't know. I'm not a director, but I think that's one good idea.
Just bear with us, BT, I'm just reading this.
Like, John McClane's... He's taking names down. He's guessing these people aren't English. He's giving people unloaded guns and saying no bullets. He's clever. He's intelligent.
I know what you mean.
But not too intelligent. All The Rock does is hold people up with cables and create
I think people's kicking off for him
platforms.
because he said, like, there should be more disabled people in lead action roles.
Well,
and
that's
stuff
total
like that.
bullshit. He's just trying to sell the movie.
Yeah, and people's kicked off for him for saying
Good, thank you. The universe
that. It's also
has done one.
segues. Did you hear about Scarlett Johansson having to step down in a role as a transgender man?
Yes, I have heard this news.
What do you think?
Literally a powder keg. So I'm walking around with 5 fireworks on
Backlash
my
from the
back.
LGBT community.
What I'm saying is,
We-
right, and my mate made a
We're
great
very,
point on
very-
Twitter.
Right, okay.
Ian McKellen isn't a wizard, yet he played Gandalf.
That's a great point.
Is it not a good
That's
point?
a great point.
Film is about representing.
I get very, very
an
annoyed.
idea.
Like we do have this point where it's beginning. The far left is now beginning to push people further right. And
Possibly.
the far left and the far right, obviously, there's massive differences,
Yes.
but
But massive similarities as well.
also massive similarities.
Yes.
And it's really
Or like extremism.
What the far left are trying to accomplish. All
Is
they're doing is pushing people the
opposite
wrong way.
effect, I
That's all
know.
they're doing.
Do you
They're
know
making-
Trump-
they're making people like you,
Do you know
and
how
me
Donald Trump-
and a lot of people on the like our listeners are quite very, very rational people, by the way.
Right.
I've noticed that.
Move further to the centre.
That's what I'm saying.
you know how
it's
Donald
not,
Trump's
it's
in
not
power?
the right thing.
Do you know how Donald
We're
Trump's
very
in
much
power?
left beat. We vote Labour all the time. Very much left. We've turned this into politics. We said we wouldn't, but it's the thing. What we're saying. I'm repeating myself. They're having the opposite effect. The far left are having the opposite effect of what they're trying to do. They're trying to fight for. They sometimes come up with fights. Oh, there's someone. There's The Rock being an action hero with one leg. That's totally wrong. Let's burn him at the stake and make a hell of a bad point about it.
Yes.
There's no reason to, you know. He's playing a film. He's playing a role.
With Scarlett Johansson, right, whether it's the right decision or not, you've got to understand is that if...
So what was the backlash about, Pete?
She's not a transgender person, so she cannot represent them in film.
Right, okay. I get you, but...
But film's about representing people. Like, film's all about an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear a sound, the sound created for that sound in the film
What
is
about...
not... It's about tricking the mind. That's what film's about.
Here's one
It's a
for you,
great
Pete.
illusion.
So why was there no uproar a few years ago when Jared Leto got all the props for playing in Dallas Buyers Club?
I'm not sure. I think people wanted him to play.
Didn't he play a transgender?
That's a good point. That is... See, no, well, he played
a prostitute.
transvestite.
A transvestite prostitute.
Did he play a prostitute, did he?
Yeah, he was a prostitute as well.
Alright, well, anyway, I felt that was a good representation.
It was Dallas Buyers Club was a great
I
film.
could be wrong in that representation because I'm not a transvestite myself, to be fair. But
I wonder whether it's because they didn't advertise it as that.
I wonder if it's because people don't like Scarlett Johansson.
Maybe.
There you go.
There you go, mate.
I
So,
know what
anyway,
the
final
reason,
ratings, Pete, before we
final
go.
ratings, right?
Blitz on too
It's
much.
Die Hard without any creativity. And if you're gonna have Die Hard without creativity, you've got to be self-aware,
I
and it's
understand.
not self-aware either, or not self-aware enough. Yes, he kisses the foot. Yes, he makes duct tape jokes. Yes, he climbs a building with duct tape. But he never
Duct tape.
he never kind of like makes fun of it, you know? Like really, You've got to
When he did
understand
make
what
fun
film
of
you're
it,
making.
it seemed like it was very, very out of place.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Also, don't try and set up these boring emotional connections with 2 minutes of like exposition and scene time.
I think that's a problem. I think the hardest thing in film... Blah, I can't talk. Hardest thing in film is trying to...
Creating characters,
create characters
the
that
audience
you're
fall in
worried
love
about.
with.
You're worried about when they die.
Massive. The whole thing hinges on...
So how long does that take? 10 minutes? 15 minutes of film? 20
it
minutes?
takes great dialogue, great motivations, sensible motivations. It takes sometimes time, but it's difficult. If everyone could do it, we'd see great films every week. Big problem with the film is, I think the film should start at the 45-minute mark. The film started for me when The Rock got his daughter taken from him, and he's on the hunt for the bad guys.
With the daughter rather than try and save the family.
Forget everything else. Have The Rock on a vengeance mission. Have you
Yeah.
seen Faster? When the Rock's son gets taken.
No.
It's the exact same plot film, but the film starts from there. His son gets taken. He's got a muscle car and a revolver.
Is that a good
it's
film?
not a bad film.
Right, there you go.
Have the film start much later. I don't need all this backstory about a fucking security system and all this shite. Just set The Rock up in a building which is burning with his daughter at the top of it and the bad guy,
Okay.
and he's got to gun through it floor by floor. All right?
So where we're putting this film? Is it that bad?
It wasn't that
Is it
bad.
that bad to go and shit?
It's not shit. It's not gone in Bram Stoker's.
Are you not putting in Bram Stoker's?
What's he called?
Bram Stoker's.
Bram Stoker.
Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think it's got to go into there. Like,
Is it going into that?
It's,
Is
it's
it that
it's
bad?
a 4. It's
Oh.
a 4 out of 10.
Is it
if
not
that.
an Idris Elba? Like a really bad Idris Elba
No,
film?
it's not.
All right, okay.
It's 4 out of 10. It's just missed out on Idris Elba.
Right.
It's Bram Stoker's. Sorry, Keanu. We really need to change this rating
Francis
system.
Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves acting skills in Bram
Can we
Stoker's
say the
Dracula.
entire thing?
What, the actual rating system?
Know the entire name of the film, but
No.
it's just Bram Stoker. But it's directed by Francis. Do you know it's directed by Francis Ford Coppola?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
Nah, no idea.
Sorry, it might not even be that.
Right,
but
we've got
I
some
think it
fan
is.
questions,
Fan
mate.
questions.
Let's go.
Have we apologised for being 2 weeks out, by the way?
I did a start.
Okay.
Shit went down. I had a few problems. It's always to do with me, by the way, because you're one of the most mentally strong people I've ever known in my life.
Am I?
I think you are.
Oh, thank you.
And I think the thing is,
What
like,
about when I get angry on PUBG?
well, maybe not then.
Start really
different.
fair then.
I am.
But I appreciate that, John.
I think you are. I think you definitely are.
Thank you.
And I do look up at you for that.
Thanks very
But
much.
with me,
I have a very good life. You know when people say
You-
you have privileges?
yous know-
I have a very good life.
you know people when there's any problems with the podcast, it's just me being
Okay.
like a bit down or something because we can't do it if I'm down or you're down.
Yeah.
You are down sometimes. I'm not saying that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying like you know what I
absolutely.
mean. If not in the mood to do it,
Uh-huh.
there's no point in podcasting because we want to produce
Some
good stuff.
sort of levity.
we want to produce something that's going to make you laugh when you listen to it. That's our main goal.
Well,
We're just two
We're not going
guys.
to get you on the informative part, are we?
We don't know nothing about film. We've got 2 microphones
We
off
do
Amazon.
surface level reviews and laugh at things.
Exactly.
If you don't want to listen, see you're in hell.
That's what I'm saying. We've got-
We also call people paedophiles massively out the wrong, but it's pretty funny.
There you go. So anyway, I had a few personal problems. They're sorted now. It's all good. I'll have some more in the future probably. We'll
We've
just
made
rock
it
on.
through though. We're in a good part of life.
We're in a good place in a minute. Well, we've got to say though we're on holiday in a week's time,
Sugar.
so we might.
No, we're going to crank out some episodes.
We're going to
here.
try and crank out some episodes.
We know it's the Dark Knight anniversary.
We've got Dark Knight anniversary. We've got Man
Man of Steel, which we promised to you.
We're going to do because it's one of our favourite films.
We've also got Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Fallout.
There's three-
We're gonna mack
there's
it through
three
this
we need to
month.
do in 2
We're gonna
weeks.
mack it through the month on 2 weeks with that stuff out.
and then we're going back to 80s films because nothing's getting released.
Right.
We've got the period between like September and
Avengers.
December where there's nothing getting released. Anyway, we've got another game blog here. Nick, good to have you back. Judging by that poster, it appears that there must be some kind of Hollywood rule whereby if The Rock is in your film, someone has to leap an absurd distance. I agree with Jake though, The Rock isn't bad in Fast and Furious films. So Jake obviously said that he's not bad in the Fast and Furious films. I didn't mind him, but is that because
I don't think The Rock's bad at
No.
all. I think I like him. Like he's made from the ground up.
he's the great beat by stats, he's the greatest actor of our generation?
He's very, very charismatic. And I think there's an element of a deserved place to be. You know how I talk about Dave Bautista? how I like how he's where he's at in life.
The one thing I respect The Rock for,
Yes.
like
He's very...
what we were saying, you've got to have down days. I don't think he has any down days. He's got to go to Hong Kong and he puts an act on everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes.
Hugh Jackman. He's like a Hugh Jackman.
He puts an act on.
Hugh Jackman's a better actor. I apologise, Rock, but he's like that. Yeah, he kind of...
I just have respect for someone who's got to travel
He's hard
24
working.
hours around the world.
Very, very hard
and then
working.
work for another 10 hours
Yes.
and smile and have a
Yes.
laugh.
That's
and
exactly it.
And answer the same questions over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all smiling. Yeah, for props to him.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Does he need to jump absurd distances in every film?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
What about
that's very good, Nick.
Tank jump? Sorry.
Tank jump
It's-
is the
it's
greatest
not
thing
The
I've ever
Rock.
seen.
I
No, it's
remember-
not The Rock. It's
It's
which
Vin
Fast,
Diesel.
It's Fast and Furious,
I
isn't
can't remember because I haven't seen many, but remember when I first saw that, John?
it?
I was
laughing out about it.
dying.
It's like a highway and they've got to jump from a car to a tank, I think.
Yes. you said it.
That's it.
You said it.
Pete, we've got Bosk back. Bosk, thanks for the episode. You set this one off for us. Thanks for making us spend £10 each to go and see Skyscraper. The joys of podcasting. Hi, Bosk from Bristol here. Which 80s movie would The Rock have been perfect for?
Oof.
Had he been a megastar in the 80s?
He's one.
Or an
for me.
adult anyways. You know what I mean. Cast The Rock in an 80s movie.
Last Action Hero.
That's a fucking 90s film?
True Lies.
True. Are you just picking any Arnie Schwarzenegger?
Yes, yes.
Aggro the Clown said
True Lies.
Predator 2. I think
How has that not happened?
That's a
How
great
is
show.
that? Why don't we just remake every Arnie film and cast The
And
Rock?
cast The Rock in it. There you go.
Terminator.
I'm going to say Blade Runner. There you go.
Well done. Dave Bautista was in one. And it worked out well.
Fair.
He had little glasses on and he was cool. He was a good character.
I enjoyed Dave
He
Bautista
wanted
in
to
that.
live his life out. Did you not? That is how you create character.
I enjoyed that film.
It was good.
Coming out the cinema, I think on the podcast we said we hated it.
I think we did because
As I've let it
we were
settle,
in
I
the
think
cinema
I
with someone who
enjoyed
was crying at it, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
There's like a last next was crying
You know,
when Dave Bautista got
it ain't the dark.
annihilated.
It ain't the Dark Knight. Come on.
Got Jake here, member of CRASSium, legend. Are we being overindulged with films starring The Rock? I mean, I love the guy, but how man? Yeah, it's a bit northeast, how man there. Dwayne, give it a rest. Are we being overindulged? Yes, we definitely are, and that's why he's made 128 million in his acting career.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Comparable to
busts
superhero
films
movies.
out like.
Because you don't want to see Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's another film we need to do.
We
But
need
you
to
don't
do
want to
that.
do it. So are we going to do
I
it?
think it's going to be an absolute. Do you know them throwaway Marvel films
Right.
that they've got to crank out, and it's like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's 1,000,000% going to be a 5 out of
I
10.
disagree massively. How you can make the concept of people turning little and big and not be creative with it is unbelievable.
I don't know who the director is. Do you know who the director is for it?
No idea.
No idea. We've got the legend beat. Listener from America, Ellie Lilly.
Here she is.
Lily got a bit annoyed here in this tweet beat.
Has she?
Showed a bit of a heart,
Right.
a true self. And she never normally does this. I don't have a question, just a statement.
Uh-oh.
And in block capitals, please stop ripping off Die Hard. That is all.
Great
Couldn't have said it better ourselves.
It's a great statement. I mean, what more needs saying?
You can't beat Die Hard. This is time for a beat analogy before we end.
Right.
Right, so you've got Die Hard, then you've got this. It's like having an original and then trying to repeat it and being nowhere near as good. Think of something. What about Coke Zero compared to normal Coke?
Yeah, that's fine. That works.
No, you come up with one.
On
On air.
On air. Something that was good originally now isn't.
But then you prefer Roller Cola to Diet Coke, so that totally...
Yeah.
You prefer Roller Diet Coke from Aldi compared to normal Diet Coke. True or false?
True.
There you go. So, does it work? I don't know.
There's your analogy. Live a little, like a lot. What? I don't know. I got that wrong.
There you go. Pete, it's been a blast. We're glad to be back. We're hoping to bang one out soon. That sounds a bit rough. Don't know what's going to be. It might be Dark Knight. It might be Mission Impossible. It's probably going to be Dark Knight.
If it's Dark Knight, I'll be banging one
Mission
out.
Impossible's going to be in a couple of weeks because we're on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Get one released now. Get one released before holiday. Get one released after holiday.
as long as you get enough sleep and don't slob about playing Battlegrounds,
Yeah.
it might happen.
Yeah.
People, this has been Talking Crass. Give us a follow on Twitter. All of our stuff's on there. We've got a Facebook.
I've got it. Spider-Man 2.
Well done.
Spider-Man 2, greatest PS2 game ever made.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3, terrible.
Spider-Man 4, terrible.
Spider-Man 4, terrible. Spider-Man 5, terrible.
Yeah, got it.
There's your analogy.
Well done. Right. Again, follow us on Twitter. All of our stuff goes on Twitter. I try to set up Facebook, but I hate Facebook. I absolutely hate Facebook.
You know, it's exactly the same as Twitter, but they've just got a better PR campaign because they haven't been marred by Mark Zuckerberg being a lizard man.
There you go.
There you go.
We're on YouTube as well. You can follow us and subscribe on YouTube. That would give us an actual name of Talking Crass instead of numbers. I think we need like 100 subscribers.
Got it.
Not
I
that
like
it
the
matters.
numbers. I like being 12956.
So if you don't listen to us on SoundCloud or iTunes, which we're also on, give us a follow on them.
Are we on Podbean?
No, I'm cancelling Podbean.
What is Podbean?
I'm paying $5 a month for it,
What
and we
is
don't really
Podbean?
use it.
What is it?
It's an excellent broadcasting network for podcasts that you definitely need to use.
Right.
We should be on there instead of giving the money to bloody SoundCloud.
We're on there. I'm getting charged monthly. Oh, you are?
I know. I don't know.
A receipt comes up
The
every
problem
month.
is,
I don't know
it's
what it
£5
is.
a month, right?
Right.
Now we're paying £10 for SoundCloud and we get everything.
Yeah. It's
Now
really
Podbean,
good.
you pay like 15 quid, and it means that you can use your RSS feed.
And it
with
transfers it
iTunes,
to all
and we
the
can put
stuff.
them all over rather than doing them
So
individually.
why are we using SoundCloud?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just SoundCloud.
SoundCloud's nice.
Okay.
There you go.
Anyway, there you go. If you like our stuff, jump on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. We would love that.
Mm-hmm.
As you always say, B, you don't need to leave us a 5-star review. You can leave a 1-star if you don't like us.
Honesty's the best policy.
I said, don't go on there if you're going to leave us a 1-star.
That's like... No, I'm not going to say it.
Thank God you're not going to say it. I've been John,
I've been beat.
and this has been Talking Crass. Have a good one, people.
Good night, super yacht.